We'll have to prepare for the next one. That, I'd say is will get attention
this time.
March 31st, 2025 is when the whole procedure finishes. You won't need cash anymore. You won't even need your smartphone anymore. You will be paying with your face. The next 5 years are going to see a complete restructuring of this entire social system, and it's going to be worldwide. There's no countries that are going to escape from this. It's the entire world is going to go through this change, folks. Well, they're really pushing the second wave. They're bringing in mandatory face masks in Victoria now. They're saying the second wave is going to be tougher to deal with, of course, than the first wave. But this is just the beginning, folks. It's not going to go away. I said that months ago, this is not going to go away. They're going to release the lockdown a little bit, and then they're going to ramp it up even more. People think that, this is just a temporary thing. No, it's not. They'll find ways of extending it, but they've got to do it in ways that the people are going to go along with. So they've got to do it gradually like this, and they've got to do it under the guise of this. It's the only way they can really get away with it. It's the only way they can get people to buy into it. It's all very well for us to be pushing back, but if we don't wake up the people around us, they're going to drag us into it, whether we want to go into it or not. There is no, folks, it's a complete scam. It's all about crashing the world economic system. And it's going to get crazier and crazier yet. What they want to do, the COVID pass. I mentioned to you a few reports ago, the COVID pass they want to bring in, the mandatory pass that everybody needs to have to show they're infection-free, all the stuff they want to do. They're trialling it in Africa now. They're calling it a trust pass. Isn't that nice? A trust pass to make sure you're vaccinated. A vaccination record payment system is what they're talking about. This is the payment system. They want you to be scanned, retinal scanned, facial scanned, biometric scans, and that's how you're going to be paying. You won't need cash anymore. You won't even need your smartphone anymore. You will be paying with your face. And of course, you'll need a record of vaccination in order to enter the store to begin with. And that's the way they want to play it, folks. March 31st, 2025 is when the whole procedure finishes. Interesting date, folks, 2025. We are set to be in a very, very different reality to what we are now. By 2025, the whole system will be controlled by AI. That's the way it's going. If you can understand AI, and you can understand that AI is working to gain control for itself, then you understand how these computer models work and why they're so over the top. But if you can think of a way of controlling and corralling human beings, then it all begins to make sense. It doesn't matter if the figures are wrong. They just want human consciousness to go in a certain way. And they want to merge us with the machine. And the question is, who is they? And when you look at it, folks, it's like they is now AI. The AI is already there. We're waiting for artificial intelligence to emerge, but really it's already emerged, folks. It's already there online. Artificial intelligence is already a reality. We're just not looking at things the right way. And what it's doing is it's basically creating a system whereby we are going to be completely dependent upon artificial intelligence in order to survive, in order to perform everyday activities, even going outside and purchasing a meal. You're going to need the whole thing controlled by artificial intelligence to be able to move through that reality, through the new world they're creating. This whole thing has been going for 50 years. It's a plan that's been 50 years in the making. They've told us that in there. If you go to the World Economic Forum and you look at some of the videos that they have there in the World Economic Forum, they tell you this is a plan they've had in the making for 50 years. They live where it mentioned the date of 2025 as when this plan comes to fruition. And then someone else actually also pointed out in the film Captain America, at the end of Captain America, when he runs out into Times Square, and what do you see in the signs? What's that doing there, folks? And what is that sign even supposed to be? I mean, what's it doing there on a billboard in Captain America in 2011? It's going to get crazier and crazier yet. This whole economic system, it's going to go down so hard. The government's now saying, oh, we may have misjudged how bad the economic situation is going to be. No, they haven't misjudged anything. They already knew how bad the economic situation was going to be, which is why they did all this, to cover up how bad the economic situation is going to be. They have to crash the economy, but provide an excuse for it to crash that doesn't look like it was them when it was. In 2025, when the internet becomes fully autonomic on its own and it controls things itself, the world is going to change, and our relationship with the internet is going to change. In 2015, we kind of got to the point of no return, the point where we are becoming so dependent upon the internet and so dependent upon electronic systems to manage our everyday affairs that we've kind of crossed that Rubicon, and it's only going to become more and more dependent. We're just going to see a situation where our dependency is increased upon all this technology, and that's going to go up till about 2025 when we're going to be completely dependent upon it. And at that point, the internet itself takes control of things, and then it decides who can and cannot access the internet. I mean, I really think that's the way it's going to go, folks. Prepare to step out of the system altogether, or at least be ready to be able to step out of the system around about 2025, because, you know, I think that is our window of opportunity. The next 5 years are going to be very, very telling, folks. The next 5 years are going to see a complete restructuring of this entire social system, and it's going to be worldwide. There's no countries that are going to escape from this. It's the entire world is going to go through this change, folks. At least get prepared for the future that is unfolding, you know, because if we don't change it, it's just going to unfold, and we're going to get dragged into it by all the sleeping masses. That's just the way it is. So, you know, we have to be prepared to either go with that or have some plan B where we are in a position where we can step out of that system and step back into reality, step back into a relationship with the earth. It's getting really serious, folks. It's getting really, really serious. The world is in a very desperate situation right now, ladies and gentlemen. Things are changing extremely rapidly. We knew it was coming. We've been knowing it was coming for quite a while. But they're really ramping things up, and it is so important that people pay attention to what is happening. I mean, they're saying, you know, oh, we're not going to make it mandatory. It's like they don't make it mandatory for the people on Centrelink here who receive Centrelink payments. They don't make vaccinations mandatory for them either. What they do is they send them a notice saying, listen, we're going to reduce your payments by, I think it's something like 29 or 30 bucks a fortnight until you get your children vaccinated. And we're not just going to reduce it by, you know, 30 bucks or 29 bucks a fortnight this fortnight. We're going to do it this fortnight, and then we'll reduce it again another $29 the next fortnight, and then we'll do it again the next fortnight, and this reduction will continue until you've got your children vaccinated. So we'll just basically reduce you to the point that you have no income whatsoever because we want to protect your children. This is what they do, but we're not going to make it mandatory. It's not mandatory. We'll give you a choice. You don't have to go and get vaccinated. You could just let your payments get reduced to zero, or you could go get a job. But of course, you won't be able to work in any of the industries unless you're vaccinated. But we're not going to force you to get vaccinated. This is how they do it, folks. This is how they do it. This is this whole thing, you know. And it's all because people, you know, won't stand up for themselves. They're not prepared to be human beings, realise that they don't have any owners. We can do what we can, but it's not up to us to wake everybody up. If people don't get it, then they don't get it.